Where we get started?
Please, for the sake of government, please.
5:30 on my phone.
You wanna hand me the gavel, or you gotta do something first?
No, we're gonna start with the city council proclamation since we've got a guest here today.
Voila.
I can't make fun of Lindsay and the temperature because it's Celsius. But that's okay.
Okay.
The time is more.
Well, good evening, everybody. Seeing now that it's 5:30. I'm going to have, before we start the city council meeting, Susan Payne from First Christian Church is going to offer us with a word of prayer, and we'll have a flag salute.
Will you bow with me? Holy One, source of all blessings, we gather here tonight as concerned citizens, elected officials, servants of the public, all of us with the desire to make El Reno the best community that it can be. We're thankful, oh God, for the gifts of those who have dedicated their lives to ensure our safety, to improve our quality of life, to protect our health, and to simply hear our voices. Help us this night not only to listen to each other, but to cultivate truly civil discussion. Enable us to speak with conviction and with respect for all. Holy God, shine upon this place, illuminate for this council your paths of justice and honesty and compassion. Direct us and guide us and inspire us to do what is right and what is good in your sight. Amen.
Join with me in the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It's now 5:32, and I call the El Reno City Council regular meeting of Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 to order. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Here. Councilwoman Brothers.
Here.
Vice Mayor Black.
Here.
Councilman Schaefer.
Here.
Mayor Jensen.
Here. We're moving into awards and proclamations, and we've got three tonight. And the first one is American 250th anniversary. On July 4th, 2026, our nation will commemorate the semiquincentennial anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And the journey towards this historic milestone is an opportunity to reflect on our nation's past, honor the contributions of all Americans, and look ahead to the future generations who carry forward the ideals of democracy, individual liberty, and that make the United States a unique nation in the world. The state of Oklahoma was shaped by generations who carried forward the legacy of the American Revolution through westward expansion, including settlement of the lands that would become Oklahoma following the Louisiana Purchase, and later the establishment of Oklahoma Territory, which was open to settlement through acts of courage, perseverance, and desire for opportunity. And the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution is a non-political women's service organization established in 1890 whose members are lineally descended from patriots of the American Revolution. And through the President's general leadership, all daughters are spending the next 3 years illuminating our legacy by celebrating our nation's rich history and diversity, promoting belonging through membership, and dedicated to service to God, home, country, and by completing projects in unique, local, and impactful ways. From the 250th anniversary of the Boston Tea Party in 2023 until the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Treaty of Paris, daughters are celebrating our nation's rich history and diversity of experience by honoring all men and women who achieved American independence, whose sacrifice, service laid the foundation for the freedoms enjoyed today. The Fort Reno chapter of National Society Daughters of the American Revolution, located in El Reno, Oklahoma, is committed to preserving history, promoting education, and honoring the legacy of the American Revolution within our local community through service, patriotic observance. And a lot of those members are here with us tonight. We thank you for coming and stuff. But therefore be it resolved that I, Steve Jensen, Mayor of El Reno, Oklahoma, do hereby commend this celebration to all El Reno residents to be America's 250th anniversary. So, thank you, and thank you all for coming. Our next proclamation is proclamation of Flag Day, whereas on June 14th, 1777, the Second Continental Congress adopted the first flag resolution establishing the Stars and Stripes as the official flag of the United States of America. And the flag of the United States of America, with its 13 stripes, 50 stars, stands as a lasting symbol of the nation's unity, history, and enduring principles of liberty, justice, and democracy. And Flag Day is observed annually on June 14th in observance in accordance with Public Law 94-344 as a time for Americans, including the citizens of El Reno, Oklahoma, to reflect upon the history and meaning of the United States flag and honor the ideals it represents. And it is fitting and proper that the citizens of El Reno observe Flag Day with appropriate ceremonies, observances, education activities that promote respect for the flag and deepen our understanding of its significance in the preservation of American freedoms. I, Steve Jensen, the Mayor of El Reno, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2026 to be Flag Day. And our last proclamation is Juneteenth Day. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring that all persons held as slaves shall be free. And on June 19th, 1865, Union soldiers led by Major General Gordon Granger landed at Galveston, Texas, with news that the war had ended and that the enslaved were now free. And June 19th, also known as Juneteenth, is also called Emancipation Day, is the oldest known celebration, which started in 1866, commemorating the announcement of the abolishment of slavery in the state of Texas. And in remembrance of that day, all remaining slaves acquired their freedom in the United States. And on June 17th, 2021, President Joseph Biden signed Juneteenth into law, declaring it a national holiday. Juneteenth reminds us of the promises of freedom, equity, opportunity, equality, and the celebration of Black freedom, culture, and achievements made. Therefore, I, Steve Jensen, Mayor of City El Reno, and all its citizens do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2026 to be Juneteenth Day. So that's our proclamations. And if somebody from the Daughters of Revolution would like to come up, we will present these to you. Thank you, and thank you, you bet. Thank you. So, with that, we're going to recess the city council meeting and go into our authority meetings.
It is now 5:38 and call the El Reno Air Park Authority regular meeting on Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 to order. Starting with roll call vote with Trustee Black.
Here.
Vice Chairman Jensen.
Here.
Trustee Brother.
Here.
Trustee Miller.
Here.
Chairman Schaefer.
Here. Item C, following items considered to be routine by the El Reno Air Park Authority will be enacted with one motion. Should discussion be desired on any item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. There are 6 items.
Move to approve items 1 through 6.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call vote starting Trustee Black.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Jensen.
Yes.
Trustee Brother.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Chairman Schaefer.
Yes. No items pulled brings us to E. Discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding the lease and/or letter of intent with Caldwell Collections for hangar number 1 relocation into hangars number 5 and number 6.
Yes, so we are in the process, we haven't started yet, but deconstructing hangar number 1. And the idea is that hangar number 1 would be deconstructed and moved to a different location at the airport and built back into 2 parts. Tony Caldwell with the Caldwell Collection is interested in leasing both of those spaces, and Tony, if you'd like to say a few words as far as how things are going at the museum. I think everybody's familiar with the Caldwell Collection and its success, and how hangar number 3 has been renovated to be really a world-class museum at this point. So certainly, if you want to take it away and talk about your plans for, it'd be hangars 5 and 6.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me back, Mayor and Council. Matt, I'm delighted to be here on your Swan Song meeting. Regret that you're leaving, but you've been a great partner in all of this, which began just about almost 3 years ago now. And I was here just 18 months ago when you all approved leasing Hangar 3 to the Caldwell Collection, which is a nonprofit 501c3 corporation that I am privileged to be the chairman of the board of. When we did that lease, we opened a museum in that building 49 weeks later. And today that museum, I'm proud to say, is the 10th largest antique aviation museum in the United States. If you consider antique aviation museums that actually fly their aircraft, that treat the aircraft as airplanes, not as lawn ornaments, we're the 3rd largest in the United States. That's not a bad start for a year. Actually, it's only been eight months. And in that 8 months, we've had about 4,000 visitors coming from 26 states and 6 foreign countries. We've been featured in lots of national magazines, local television and the like, and just today and yesterday, filmed for a national television program on Route 66. So we're really excited about the attention that the museum is getting, about the people who are coming to see it, and about the fact that we've done what we said we would do. Today there are 30 airplanes in the collection. We closed on another one today, a very significant airplane actually, a Stinson Junior from 1931, which was one of the first American Airways aircraft, and owned at one time by E.L. Cord, the man who at one time was the leading shareholder of American Airways in the 100th anniversary of American Airlines. So American Airlines became American Airlines. So we now, and we have 2 other airplanes that will be coming in this summer to bring our total to 33. So progress, 5 airplanes this year, new to the collection. And our goal is to bring that total to 50 aircraft in the next 5 years or so. I don't think that'll be a problem in finding the airplanes that tell the stories of antique aviation. Our challenge is we don't have anywhere to put them. So when we first agreed with you to take that 30,000-foot derelict hangar number 3 and rebuild it, I was concerned about how we would fill it up and make it look presentable. That hasn't been a problem. Now our problem is that we need more space. And the vision for the museum is not for my generation, it's not even for your generations, it's for generations to come. We're modeling the museum on the Shuttleworth Collection, which is located in England and has been in business now for almost 100 years. It began with one man's passion, one man's collection, just as this one did, but it now is an international attraction that brings tens of thousands of people to a very small community in rural England every year, a community much smaller even than El Reno is. And so we think the people who are coming to see the museum is just the beginning of that. But our challenge is obviously space, and you're tearing down another historic hangar, and I hope that we can together rebuild it, as Matt said, and move it across the road from the current Hangar 3 and fill it up with airplanes, and fill it up with people who come to give their time and talent and treasure to something that they think is bigger than themselves. And so, we've had about 100 people now volunteer, most from this community and from surrounding communities. Many come on a regular basis to contribute to the museum of their time and talent, and we think that the future has a lot of promise. But that promise is limited by space. And so that's why we've proposed that we enter into a new lease agreement with you to rebuild those 2 hangars and have you lease them to the museum. So anyway, that's where we are. It's an unusual lease agreement from the standpoint of our last one. But it still puts the museum in the position of paying the very highest rents on a capital adjusted basis of anyone else on the airport. In fact, we'd be still, on an overall basis, if you agree to the lease, we'll be paying almost 3 times the amount of rent that any other tenant on the airport is currently paying. More than that, we'll be, I think we're adding to the physical beauty of the place, and we're hoping to be continuing to be a great citizen of El Reno and the airport. So anyway, things are going really well, and I would just say that it wouldn't have been possible without our partnership and without the shared vision that we've had together. And I look forward to many more years, and I hope that you will agree with me that we need to build more space so that we can continue to grow the vision and the opportunity. So.
Great. Scott, do you have anything to add? No. Good.
So.
Tony, you said you're the third largest right now?
In the United, yes. The third largest flying
Fine.
of
Is
antique
this going
flying.
to help you get up to number 1?
You know, it's interesting you asked that question. According to Claude AI, when we hit 50 aircraft, we'll be the third largest overall, not the 10th largest, based on the current analysis of the FAA registrations. We wouldn't be the largest. We'd be getting close to it. But you know, 50 is just an interim step. If you'll think back to the graphic we have in the museum, it shows 3 hangars, not 2. And there's room next to the 2 that we're proposing to reconstruct for yet a third. And so I wouldn't say we're going to be finished in 5 years.
Yeah.
I've been beyond impressed with what you've done out there. I love visiting. I love taking
Thank you.
people, especially children, out there. The museum is beautiful. The airplanes are beautiful. And I move to approve the lease, and I'll authorize the chairman and city manager to sign the documents.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Do we want to,
We still got
there's
some
a-
work to
there's
do
a-
on the
there's a
lease.
few, it'd be
So-
authorizing,
I'll authorize
Mayor.
a lease
Yes.
with the city council and city manager and chairman to continue to negotiate and sign as appropriate along these general lines. So that
Little
you
bit
can
of
have the
cleanup.
hangars. Yes. And we can have 50 airplanes, and it'll be even more amazing than it is today. Put that in
Thank
the
you.
minutes.
Still
Thank you.
second.
All right. Thank you, guys. All right, we got a motion and a second, so roll call vote, starting with trustee Black.
Yes.
Who was my second?
David?
David.
Vice Chairman Jensen?
Yes.
Trustee Brothers?
Yes.
Trustee Nether?
Yes.
Chairman Schaefer?
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Okay, it is 5:47, and I call the El Reno Recreational Authority regular meeting of Tuesday, June 9th to order with a roll call, starting with trustee Nether.
Here.
Vice Chairman Brothers?
Here.
Trustee Jensen?
Here.
Trustee Schaefer?
Here.
Chairman Black?
Here. We've got a consent agenda. The following items are considered to be routine by the El Reno Recreational Authority and will be enacted with one motion. Should a discussion be desired on any item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately.
Move to approve items 1 and 2.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Roll call starting with trustee Schaefer.
Yes.
Trustee Jensen?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Brothers?
Yes.
Trustee Nether?
Yes.
Chairman Black?
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's now 5:48, and I call the El Reno Municipal Authority regular meeting of Tuesday, June 9th, 2026 to order. Roll call starting with trustee Nether.
Here.
Trustee Brothers?
Here.
Vice Chairman Black?
Here.
Trustee Schaefer?
Here.
Chairman Jensen?
Here. Consent agenda. Following items are considered to be routine by the El Reno Municipal Authority will be enacted with one motion. Should discussion be desired on any item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. We have items 1 through 3.
Move to approve items 1 through 3.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with trustee Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Black?
Yes.
Trustee Brothers?
Yes.
Trustee Nether?
Yes.
Chairman Jensen?
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. It's now 5:49, and we will reconvene the El Reno City Council meeting. Consent agenda. Following items are considered to be routine by the El Reno City Council will be enacted with one motion. Should discussion be desired on any item, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. And I know we need to pull item number 7.
Yes, I'd like to apply. Move to approve items 1 through 6, 8, and 9.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nether.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor White?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to approve item number 7.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Abstain.
Oh, abstain. I'm sorry. Expected.
Councilwoman Nether?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes. So, okay. Brings us to item G, audience participation. Anyone having an item of business to present to the city council that does not appear on the agenda, please come to the podium at this time. State your name. You're requested to limit your presentation to 3 minutes. Any item being presented must pertain to the City of El Reno business. Of Oklahoma Open Meetings Act prohibits the city council from taking official action on requests made during this portion of the agenda unless otherwise noted on the agenda. Anyone? Seeing nobody, we will carry on to discussion items. Item 10A, to conduct a public hearing for a conditional use permit to allow mineral extraction for the property described as lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, and in the northwest quarter, and the northwest quarter of the southeast quarter of Section 8, Township 12, Range 6, west of the Indian Meridian, Canadian County, Oklahoma. I now declare the public hearing open. Emily.
Thank you. The applicant requesting a conditional use permit to allow for sand mining at the northwest corner of North Banner Road and East Elm. There's approximately 120 acres. It's a generally rural area, so staff feels like it's generally compatible. The Planning Commission recommended unanimous approval with some conditions. The applicant gave a very thorough report to them. I was able to answer any questions they had. The conditions that they recommended are there being a road use agreement that includes route recommendations and bridge protection, the hours of operations to not operate on Sundays, 8 a.m. to noon on Saturdays, and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, that a final engineered reclamation plan to be filed with the city. And their fourth condition, so they want an agreed on bond amount with the city, but that's already set by ordinance what that amount is. It's based on, it's like $1 per cubic yard of earth excavated, and it can't exceed 300,000. So we'll work with applicant on that, but we don't feel that needs to be a condition as it's already set in ordinance. But I haven't received any comments in opposition of the proposal. So I'm probably not the best sand question person, but the applicant is here if you have any questions.
Well, and you said the past planning commission.
Yes.
Unanimously.
Unanimously, yeah.
Yeah.
But he is, the applicant is present.
Right. Mike, would you like to speak?
Sure, I mean, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Hi, y'all. I am trying to put in a unconditional use permit. I have some maps that are done by engineering, by Smith, and I don't know if you guys want to look at them, but that is part of some of the area that we talked about on the mapping. And basically what we're doing is going into strip mining. We're not going down and purging the water table. We're not going down on depth. We're going to be between 7 and 10 feet deep, and basically draining it back into the 6 o'clock creek, and using basically a loader and a traco. So we're not purging the water table. It's pretty basic as far as just digging fill sand is what it's doing. And I'm trying to get a unconditional use permit to be able to do that with Department of Mines. So either way, any questions that you guys have?
Is this something you've done other places?
All my life, basically. I owned R&M though in Yukon forever.
So what are some potential complications? What's,
Well, with dredging, it's a different story, but with just basically digging topsoil and fill sand, we're not going down deep enough to purge the water table. So basically, we just have drainage, which is usually controlled by DEQ. They kind of handle the stormwater prevention plan and all
right,
that.
so I would imagine they're going to be out there in your business
I have to
all the
have a
time.
permit with them, yes, sir.
So right there on the river, there's no chance of altering that flow or causing any kind
No,
of permanent change?
no, sir. No, we're not going deep.
7 to 10 feet?
There's a big buffer between us and the North Canadian River anyway.
Okay,
Yeah, so,
because the map looks like it's right up on it. I mean, at least where it shows, I mean,
oh, does it?
it shows it intersecting it, in fact, in the northeast corner.
Property is on the very back. It's outlined in white. That's the property boundaries right there in the white. The red is the permit area.
Yeah. so
Sorry, if
here.
you guys have a copy of that.
Now, on your permit area.
Yeah.
There's a little spot that on this.
In the trees?
On that south side that
Yeah.
looks like it is part of 6 Mile Creek.
Right.
Are you going to be doing that?
Well, we've got that in place there though, just in case we need to put a holding pond in there, for drainage. That's the only reason for it. Not to purge or make a pond out of it, just a holding area. Yeah. Rest of it though is basically just flat ground though. The north side's definitely full of just solid sand. I mean, they're growing grass on it right now. The south section on the other side of 6 O'Clock Creek is got some dirt, but mainly it maybe 2-3 foot, but that's where most of it is, and there's not a lot. So, but it's got great potential because of the drainage into the creek. Both sides can, from the oil well going south, and then the south section though can be drained to the north with the windows cut. If you see it in the red, those are just little slots where we can drain the water to it, and keep the existing bank and the tree line in place. We don't want to lose all that. The trees are about as good as holding bank as anything. So, anyway.
And this doesn't go below, like, bed of the creek or
No,
whatever.
no, we're not purging water. So that means basically we're not digging to the water table or anything like that. We're staying above it. One, for getting access on trucks and equipment to it. Two is that, they can't grow sod in a wet pasture, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, it'll definitely we're purging probably an average of maybe 7 feet. Could take some good with the bad with 3 to 10 feet tops by the creek where the drainage areas are. There's going to be somewhere between 750 and 825,000 yards, something like that, that we look at to be able to take out of there. Basically, most of the traffic's going to be dump trucks is what it's going to be.
At one time, there was a similar facility across the road south on Elm Street.
Actually,
An old
two, yeah.
old
Delisi's just to the
Delisi had a
south.
sand pit there. And he had R&M Resources. He had a old facility on Richland
Right.
Road.
I had a dredge in a
2
sand plant
miles
there
east
for,
and stuff.
started in '88 and got done in 2014. So I actually have 2 permits from the city of Yukon there. And so I was there quite a while. But that's a different kind of sand. You got a dredge, you're purging, you're making a lake, you're going 30 foot down to red bed, stuff like that. This
How
is
long
not
are
that
you
hot.
proposing this will take before you're done?
I've got it permitted with the state. What if this happens? I show 12 years, or less. We usually kind of put a buffer in there, a little bit. I mean, we're going to take that long, but it could.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope it's quicker than that, or I'll be broke. So either way, sorry.
And you collect sales tax on
Yes.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Plan on doing that, trying to stimulate growth. Yeah, but most of the trucks though are going to be small dump trucks, not your big semis. That's kind of what the purpose of most of this is. There's just not any sand, so there's a need for it. So anyway,
Thank you.
any other questions you guys have? No. Okay, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
And I have the maps, though, if you need them.
We've got some maps.
Okay.
So thank you. Okay. No other questions? What's, okay, I declare the public hearing closed. Item B, discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding resolution 26-055, resolution regarding a conditional use permit to allow mineral extraction for the property described as lots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, and the northwest quarter of the southeast quarter, section 8, 12, 6 of Canadian County, Oklahoma.
Move to approve Resolution 26055, which contains the conditions recommended by Municipal Planning Commission.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nether.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes. Motion passes. Brings us to item 11, discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding an agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management for a vehicle lease program.
This is a program that we've talked about over the last several months that we've introduced in our budget workshop discussions and transitioning our fleet from us owning it and managing it to turning that over to a leased program, which Enterprise helps us manage, basically to improve efficiencies in fleet management. Today, we have a master equity lease agreement, so there's not, we're not taking on vehicle leases today, but this will lead to that in the near future in starting to replace some of our older stock and getting some new vehicles on the street. John Holland is our representative from Enterprise, and he's here to answer any questions or and discuss a high-level overview of kind of what this program looks like and other cities that have also moved in this direction.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, thank y'all for having me out. My name is John Holland. I've been with Enterprise for 16 plus years, about to hit my 17-year mark. Been in our fleet division for pretty much all of it, 15 years. So what I've been able to do over the last 5 or 6 years, I started really marketing to municipalities, and so we've had quite a bit of success since then. When I actually started government marketing, I went towards colleges and universities because I thought their decision process was a little easier than cities, and I was not wrong. So it was able to get like OU, OSU, Redlands Community Colleges doing it. They've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years. I just remembered them like when I was walking up here. So some of the other cities that are around here, City of Moore, City of Shawnee, Skytook, Claremore, Chandler, Pauls Valley, Ponca City, Wilburton, Woodward, Guyman, Collinsville. So the list goes on and on. We've got about 3 or 4 right now going to council. So it's just continuing to grow. And what we do with cities, we take Enterprise's philosophies as buying vehicles extremely well, operating them as efficiently as possible, and then taking our resale channels. We're a family-owned company that operates about 2.4 million vehicles, and we do that because we do it extremely efficient. So we just take our best practices. We help cities purchase those vehicles. We put them onto a lease, and I know that word sounds bad for a second, but there's no mileage penalties, no wear and tear, and at the end, the city would get back the equity on the back end. So it does reciprocate at the end, so you'll start seeing some equity coming back from these vehicles, which will push that number from 13.4 years is what y'all's cycle is today, if how long you keep vehicles, down to about 4 or 5 years. And so that will really help, one, operate a new efficient fleet for your employees, but more importantly, bring back that resale that you could really start paying for the vehicles themselves. This is all piggybacking off of an awarded bid that we have with Sourcewell as well. We just now got word June 1st that we've been awarded that again, picked as the #1 vendor across the country. So that's a national purchasing cooperative that's an actual .gov, so it's tied to government.
And Matt, would you or Tim just speak on how big is our fleet and kind of what that looks like and what this pertains to?
So it would be with our police vehicles and public works vehicles. That makes up the majority of our rolling stock. Actually, I'm going to look at Katie. I think we have about 100 or so vehicles that are in our fleet. We wouldn't change them all out at once, but would gradually, I think this first year we talked about 10 to 15 and starting to turn over those. We have some that have met the end of their useful life that are still in our fleet technically. They're not in use, but some of those would go away through this program as well.
You're convinced this is going to save us money?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a tendency to hold on our vehicles way beyond their useful life over there, and we pour a lot of resources to try to keep the vehicles barely running.
And they all end up at the airport.
And the one thing that even if it was
Trying to get you some better ones
if it
out there.
was a wash on cost, it's a benefit to our employees that they have comfortable,
Sure.
reliable vehicles, safe, that they can get in and use as part of their job. So.
There's a lot of soft dollar costs that are associated with where we could be at on this.
And in the budget document that we adopted, there is a set amount of money in the capital improvement fund that will begin to move around to the appropriate departments as we begin to execute the leases.
Yeah.
One, John, we talked about this in one of our conversations, that if we have vehicles, and we have some that we will purchase, and the maintenance costs on those end up being higher than a comparable vehicle of the same brand, or, you know.
Yeah.
What do you do in that instance, where our maintenance cost is going way up on one, and we probably need to?
So that's a great point, because part of our relationship, we're not going to just drop off 20 vehicles and say, see you in 5 years. Our ongoing partnership actually assigns a local client strategy manager who would be coming out, making recommendations, but we'll take the data that you guys actually have from maintenance, fuel, acquisition, and resale, where those numbers will line up, and we start putting that into your hands so that y'all can say, hey, these are the vehicles we need to replace. We can do everything from a sedan all the way up to a bucket truck, as Katie and I were talking about the other day. We don't do ambulances. It's just something, and then we don't do fire engines, but we do other fire type apparatuses. So really it just comes down to planning this out effectively, getting rid of vehicles that don't make sense to hold on to because you're spending all this money from an operating budget. So what you're going to see over the next 5 to 10 years is you're going to start seeing your operating budget shrink because you have a very manageable maintenance on those, and moving towards the capital budget, and then you'll start seeing it recuperate by the resale of the vehicles.
Now, like the police vehicles, would they come totally rigged out, or do we still need to rig those out?
So we can, and we have discussed us doing the upfitting on those through the vendor of their choice. We can give up recommendations on who we use and items like that, or find them some additional savings on the same type of equipment. But yes, we can upfit them, or we can partially upfit them, or we can send them to you to get upfitted. It's just up to the city how they'd like that done.
Katie, there was quite a bit of email traffic back and forth on this. I just want to make sure that we also have, so we have the amendment to the master equity lease agreement that makes this contract, the state of Oklahoma laws apply. But do we also have the amendment with regard to the termination provision?
Yes.
And that you all agreed to that, and that amendment was sent? Okay, so it's just not in the packet?
Correct.
Okay, got it. And I signed off on that in the email?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
She beat us
A
up.
little
Y'all guys
pesky
beat us
here.
up, so it's fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And we'll throw out there, this is a little weird over here. Typically, we say cities cannot go into leases beyond the fiscal year, but they have all the appropriate languages and everything else in here that makes them fully compliant with the debt limitations, constitutional limitations we have in the state of Oklahoma.
Good. I'll make a motion to approve the agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management. Do we still need pending final legal agreement, or is?
I think
I have it came after the packet went out, so I was gonna get with Lindsay and get the final, so you don't have to sign anything tonight.
We'll say pending final legal approval.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nethery?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes, motion passes. Brings us to item 12. discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding ordinance number 9412, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of El Reno, Oklahoma, Code 142, amending building code, residential code, mechanical code, electrical code, plumbing code, existing building code, and fuel gas code, and amending and repealing conflicting sections, providing for severability.
Thank you. The Oklahoma Uniform Building Commission, they regulate the state minimum building code that cities have to follow. So we can meet the minimum or exceed, but we can't be less than. We would like to present that every time they adopt, we just automatically adopt what the state minimum is because we're going to have to follow it anyway. The general rule of thumb is you have about a year to get into compliance, but we would rather just automatically do it. The only thing that's a little bit different, so NEC is part of NFPA, and they're going to be on a different year cycle. So they're currently on 2023, but the ICC codes will fall on 2024, 2027. But it'll keep all our local amendments, and we cleaned up some of the verbiage, so when it's automatically adopted, we don't have to renumber the subsections. So that's basically it.
I move to approve ordinance number 9412.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes. Item 13, discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding ordinance 9413, an ordinance amending Code of Ordinances of El Reno, Oklahoma, Chapter 189, amending Fire Prevention Code, amending and repealing conflicting sections, providing for severability.
This is very similar to the previous item. I worked with Chief Duff and Trent on reviewing this. They were kind of already structured that way, but we cleaned up a few of the things, again, with the subsections, so we don't have to go and update those every time. So, but the state is going to adopt all of 2024 in September, so this just gets us a little bit ahead of the game.
Move to approve ordinance 9413.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nethery?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes. Item 14, discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding ordinance 9414, an ordinance amending Code of Ordinances, El Reno, Oklahoma, adding Code Chapter 37, adding a chapter of finance, amending and repealing conflicting sections, providing for severability.
Yes, this ordinance just formalizes what we already do in practice. We usually have money, so we carry over from year to year. It goes in the budget as typically an unallocated fund balance. We treat it as a reserve fund to help us with special expenditures we have throughout the year. This formalizes how we can use it over there, referring to it as the fund stabilization right there. And just states in there things like our goal is to get it up to 35% at any particular time, and we specify 5 reasons formally for why we would use that money throughout the year over there.
Okay. Any questions?
I have a couple of questions. Items 1 through 3 address emergencies and stabilizations, but 4 and 5 seem focused more on discretionary projects. Can you explain the rationale for including those?
So sometimes, for example, we'll have, in the middle of the year, we'll have a great project opportunity that comes up, like we need a Caldwell building project, for example, in the airport. That, the first time it came up, saving the building came up in the middle of the year, and so we tapped into the fund balance over there to help pay for some of the initial work over there. That's very common, pay for engineering on projects, stuff like that. Sometimes we use it when we need to buy a vehicle that breaks down in the middle of the year, which hopefully is not going to happen anymore. Lease program.
But that would all come at the discretion of the council. It would be a decision of the council for consideration, yeah.
The way we've typically done that is we put it into the budget amendment that you approve, transferring that money. We do not pull money out of the fund balance without taking the council through the budget amendments.
Yeah, like you said, this is something we're already doing in practice. This is making a little bit more meat to it. So, I like it. Make a motion to approve ordinance number 9414.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nethery?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Not an emergency.
Yeah.
That's the next one. We're good.
Item 15, discussion, consideration, action, and/or possible amendments regarding ordinance 9415, an ordinance amending the employee retirement system defined benefit plan for the city of El Reno, Oklahoma, providing retirement benefits for eligible employees of the city of El Reno, Oklahoma pertaining to normal retirement age, providing for employer pickup of mandatory contributions, providing for repealer and severability, and declaring an emergency.
Those things always have to be so long, don't they?
Yeah.
I am Chris Watley. I'm from the Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about the potential upgrade that you're considering for your plan. So one of the things that I'd like to start off with is defining what normal retirement age is. And basically, that's the point at which your employees have the ability to retire and collect a full, unreduced pension. As your plan reads right now, that is either age 65 with 5 years of vesting service. So if I started for you at age 57, at age 65, I could take a full pension. Or if I have 62, or if I'm age 62 with 25 years of service. So if I started working for you at, say, age 30, I would have at age 62, 22 years of service. No, I'd have 32 years of service. I'm doing public math. So I would be able to retire at age 62 under 62 and 25 and collect a full unreduced pension, okay? If I retire prior to that, every year under normal retirement age I go out is a 5% reduction in benefit. So if I came to work for you at, say, 55 and at 60 I decided to retire, it is a 25% reduction in benefit. The proposal that you're considering tonight is to add a new definition of normal retirement age called Rule of 80. Rule of 80 means when my age and my years of service equal 80 points, I am eligible to retire with a full unreduced pension. So if I had potentially started working for you at age 30 and at age 55 I decided to retire, 55 and 25 would be 80 points, I would be able to collect a full unreduced pension. Does that make sense so far? Okay, very good. So you should have a copy of the actuarial study, and I'm going to flip over to this page to start out with, okay? So on this page, this is detailing the costs of adding a Rule of 80. Under your current plan, the employees contribute 4.5%, the city contributes 5.64%. If you added Rule of 80, the cost by the employees still stays at 4.5, but the cost to the employer goes up to 7.14. That is a 1.5% increase in cost. I have to tell you, I've been doing this for 22 years with the fund. I have never seen a cost for a Rule of 80 upgrade so low. It was amazing to me to see that come in. And part of the reason for it is because you already have an enhanced retirement age of 62 and 25. So you're just reaching a little bit farther out to provide that benefit of a Rule of 80, okay? On the next page over, which is the actual numbers, and it looks like this. So when I look at this, notice on the far right, to add Rule of 80, this adds $437,000 of liability to your plan, or roughly about an additional 4%, 4.8%. When you go down to the column that says the cost, I'll start with the number that says $61,000. That is an annual cost increase, $61,033. That cost increase is divided between the amount to amortize people who are already currently working here. So basically we're saying for your people who are currently working here who could potentially qualify for this benefit, we've got to make sure that the money is in the bank faster. So those folks are $38,973 annually. Then the normal cost is, we're saying today, not everybody would qualify under that rule. So this is today looking forward. That cost would be $22,000, $22,060, for a total of $61,033. Roughly, we're talking about $5,000 a month in increased cost to your plan. Okay? Questions on that so far? Anybody?
Questions?
Okay, I do want to go over to the next page that looks like this. So, because you are an accrual basis city, GASB says if you provide a benefit increase in your retirement system, you have to expense that benefit increase in the year it's given. And so on this page, notice the far right at the bottom, it says $482,000. What we're saying is we would recognize this on your expenses in July of 2027. And so that is the $437,000 from the previous page, plus another year of cost, your normal cost, $22,000, plus 7.25% interest. Okay, and that's where that comes from. So when you give this, if you give this, if that happens, next year on your financial statements, you would have to book an expense for your pension system of $482,065. Does that make sense? So may I answer questions for you?
Where do we stand today? How does this affect us today, employee-wise? Numbers of employees, are there people that immediately would qualify on the Rule of 80 that don't the other way, or vice versa?
Yeah. I did not pull the actual number to see how many employees that it would affect today, but there are a number of employees that it would affect today. I can get that number for you, Mr. Schaefer, if you would like me to.
Is there we don't want it to adversely affect somebody that would have been eligible for?
Oh, this does not adversely affect anybody.
Okay.
It only benefits them.
Okay. There's no mathematical possibility in there where we're going to hang somebody.
Where you're hurting somebody.
So you mentioned in the 6225, whatever that was.
Yes, sir.
Where it would negatively affect you if you missed it by a year, cost you 5%.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what about the Rule of 80? What if you miss it by a year?
So the earliest that I can ever begin paying somebody is age 55.
Yeah.
Okay? Regardless, the earliest I can ever begin paying is age 55. If somebody, let's say that they started work for you at age 35, so at age 55, they only have 75 points.
Yeah.
In that instance, they would have that 5% penalty reduction for every year under normal retirement age that they would go.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Same.
that does not change whatsoever.
Right, that was my
It's the
question.
same thing. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Tammy, do you have anything? It looked like you had.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I think it only would affect people who are already qualified to retire under the normal retirement now. I don't believe we have anybody that would qualify. I don't believe.
Yeah, I did not look at the specific census data to see
You can look, but I don't
specifically.
think we do have.
Yeah.
Tim, do you have anything to add?
No.
the idea behind it and what started these conversations is we have a lot of employees. It apply only to non-union employees, right? Because fire employees have their own pension systems. This is only non-union, so it's going to be a lot of public works and or other general city staff. But there's a lot of public works employees that don't quite make it to, to make it to 62, they're in laboring positions, takes a toll on their body. They may not make it that far before they have to retire for other reasons, right? So this actually it helps those types of those positions to retire a little bit earlier.
Yes, without a doubt. And it also, to a certain extent, it puts your general service employees more on par with your police and fire, because they can go out, either do a 20 and out and start collecting at age 50 or 55, depending on whether police or fire. So it helps to put your general service employees more on a par with them as well. But there's no doubt those public works people, they work hard for you, and the reality is their bodies break down over time, and telling somebody that you are going to have to be 64 or 65 working in the hot weather, that's rough. That's extremely rough.
When they've been with you since they were 25, 30.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'll look out there from a budget perspective. We don't know our new numbers for retirement at the time we prepared the budget, and so we put in a really healthy margin over there, and this falls within that margin gap, so this will get no budgetary impact next year.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 9415.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nether.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black,
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Mayor Jensen.
Yes.
Make a motion to declare ordinance number 9415 an emergency.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black,
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers,
Yes.
Councilwoman Nether,
Yes.
Mayor Jensen.
Yes. Brings us to reports. I've got a couple things. Small town weekend this last weekend. Luckily, the rain and all that held off at certain times that we could have the event. I just want to thank you to the El Reno Cruisers for putting on the event, and I want to thank the police, fire, EMS, Parks, Public Works, and really all the city staff and volunteers for helping put on that event, because I know a lot of our employees, and I know on Tuesday morning prior, Parks, Public Works, we were all out mowing and on Sunset and cleaning things up, and just a special thank you to that, because it really is a community event. And I know at times it looked like with the rain and all that it wasn't going to be much of a weekend, but we're very thankful for the rain and the cool temperatures, and it turned out good. That's I think our last official meeting possibly together. I want to thank you for your service. It's been a pleasure to work with you the last 6 years, I guess. 4 years as mayor and 2 years on the council. And then, our paths have crossed a lot over all of the years, and it's just been a pleasure to work with you. And I just thank you for your service and wish you the best. I want to publicly thank you. But that's all I have.
It's a little basic premise. There's nothing for kids to do in this town, and I would say look a little further. This weekend, it's small town weekend. This weekend is fishing derby and kite making. The pool is a great asset. Of course, parks. Coming up on airplane rides at the airport, Caldwell Collection about 4 days a week. There's a lot for your kids to do. So follow the city's pages on Facebook. Keep up. The newsletter, all those things are mentioned. The newspaper does a great job of including those things in. Your kids don't have to sit on video games all summer long. The library has a ton of stuff. And they have a full 2-month calendar printed, ready to go. So your kids can be as entertained as you are willing to. And we want them to be.
And the teddy bear hunt.
And in July, we will have the second annual teddy bear hunt.
just think, Matt, you've been a good city manager for us. It's, I'm not leaving, but I understand. It's been a pleasure to work with you for the last 4 years, and I just wish you and your family the best.
Thank you.
Yep. Echo those sentiments. Thank you for what I believe is putting El Reno in a better light. You left it better than you found it, and that should be all of our goal. So we got some big shoes to fill, and look forward to the challenge ahead, but best, and coming next.
Well, so I'm not the only one who's leaving. This is not, we've got Ed Fowler. This is his last meeting as well. So I want to thank Ed for all that you've done for the community and implementing our EMS service and emergency management role as well. And I know that that's something that we should be very proud of as a city, the service that we're able to deliver to the residents of El Reno with EMS. And so without Ed, it would not, it would have been a lot harder, right? And I think that certainly with your experience and skill set, you're able to get us off and running, right? And good foundation to build on in the future. So I want to thank you for your service also in the future. I will say it has been an absolute pleasure serving the community over the last 9 years, 6 as city manager, 3 for that as assistant. Just want to thank the community for all the support along the way, all the councils, really, previous councils, mayor and mayors also. So it's been a real pleasure. It's been a challenge, professional growth. I think we've accomplished a lot. I want to thank the staff. We've got great staff, and I've loved working with y'all. We've done a lot together. We built a lot of water lines. We repaired a lot of roads. Drainage projects, water plant upgrades. We've done a lot. Yeah, I mean, and that's, I'm focusing kind of on public works. There's been hundreds and hundreds of homes built in the last 9 years. So the community has grown tremendously. All over. I don't see that slowing down for the community. I think that as the metro continues to grow, we're going to continue to have those development projects. I think that's a good thing. For El Reno. Will be coming. This is my 100th.
Get him a medal.
It doesn't look like I'm going to make it. Doesn't look like I'm going to make it to 177. But, that includes all regular and special council meetings. I couldn't think of any that I had missed. Lindsay helped me get that figure because I don't know how to get all that information. But Lindsay is the best city clerk in the state of Oklahoma. So certainly we have the best team here, and I couldn't have done any of that without her. When I'm gone, the future is very bright. I think we're in for the next person to step in and reign. So certainly, I appreciate everybody here. And thank you. That's all I have.
I promised I was not going to cry until Matt's last day, but it's coming. Matt, just want to say thank you for your leadership, your friendship, and you are absolutely one of the best city managers in the state. You're definitely going to be missed. Sales tax. We had a good month. We brought in $1,062,162.98. While that's below just slightly of our monthly budget, it is 17% higher than we brought in the same month the year before. And typically June is our down month, so it's nice seeing 2 months in a row with a little bit of a rebound. As a result, we ended our year on sales tax missing our goal by 0.4%. So earlier this year, it felt like it was going to be heavier than that. And if you remember, we budgeted assuming this was going to be the worst case scenario. Well, thankfully, we didn't go worse than we thought it was going to be the worst case scenario. So, on state use brought in $354,392.55. That is an increase of 45% compared to the same month last year. June again is typically a low month use tax. And so as a result, we are ending the year 16% above our projections for use tax. That helps offset the weakness we had in sales tax this past year. On hotel motel tax, we brought in $50,515.58. It's nice to see that number also rebounding. That was an increase of 24% compared to the same month last year, and we're ending the year 2.1% above. So it's a great way to end the year. It was a really difficult year budget-wise. Hopefully next year is going to be all great numbers.
All right, I'm gonna do this back here. You have 833 active service lines. First two streets, hopefully tomorrow. And we actually started construction around Leisure Park. So, things are moving on.
Move to adjourn into executive session.
Motion made and seconded, adjourn into executive session. Roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilman Brothers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes. made second, roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to approve the labor agreement with FOP Lodge 151.
Second.
Made and second, roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to approve MOU number 1 with FOP Lodge 151.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers?
Yes.
Councilwoman Nutter?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to approve MOU with IAFF Local 2367
As presented.
as presented in executive session.
And allow city manager to sign off.
And allow the city manager to sign all documents.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to approve the disability retirement application of Amy Smith and allow authorized agent to handle all paperwork necessary.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Dr. Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Councilwoman Nutter?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
This is yours.
That move to approve the resignation of Stuart Matt Sandage, whose last day in office will be June 19th, which time he'll be available for consultation questions through July 10th.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to appoint Ken Brown as interim city manager effective June 20th, 2026.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Councilman Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Councilwoman Nutter?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to authorize the mayor to enter into conversations with OMMS and Steve Whitlock. I remember it.
Mayor and or designate.
Mayor or his designee to enter into conversations with OMMS and Steve Whitlock regarding a search for a new city manager.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, roll call starting with Councilwoman Nethery.
Yes.
Councilwoman Brothers? Yes. Vice Mayor Black?
Yes.
Councilman Schaefer?
Yes.
Mayor Jensen?
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
I predicted 8, that we finish at 8.
Do you wanna sign tonight or no?
Yes.
There's not that much.
Yes, I might, who knows where I'll be.